Here we are again in Vue 9 xStream, and in our continuity in learning the use of procedural terrains, I'm gonna show you a new feature in Vue 9, which is creating alpine terrains. Okay, so I'm gonna just generate a random procedural terrain here, double click on it, it will open the material editor. Okay, I'm just stretch it a bit, just like this. Okay, now I'm gonna reset my function and uncheck this little bar here, which will unsmooth the terrain at the edges here, and I'm gonna just right click and edit function, as we've done before, or had done before. Sorry, just click in an open space here and add a fractal, and now pick the arrow here and just drag it right here and choose altitude, and now click on simple fractal. And the new feature is, just move my window so you can see, it's a bit large. As you can see, I'm gonna just move down my recording screen. Okay, I think you can see now. Yeah, good. So what's the deal right now? We're gonna click here and choose Rocky Mountains. Okay, here we have the options. Just move it a bit right over here. Okay, now let me explain. This fractal node, which is the Rocky Mountain or the fractal map, will give you the ability to create alpine terrains. This is a new feature in Vue 9, and it works similarly to the terrain fractal at some levels. So the base settings are pretty much the same, same as fractal terrain. We have the wavelength, which we've seen before, the origin, which will give you the ability to choose the origin, the meta scale, the global scale of your terrain. The largest feature, as we said, it will give you the ability to define the maximum height of your terrain. Smallest feature, the smallest details. Roughness itself explained it, and gain also, it will be the contrast in the fractal map. So now let's give it a test, just see what it gives by default. As you can see, okay, pretty good. Now let's modify and see what we can get. Okay, so I'm gonna just move it a bit. Okay, now let's modify the meta scale. I just want to bring it up. This is just to show you what we can achieve with this new feature, which is really, I think, really good. Okay, as you can see, we sort of have these little details here. And okay, now largest feature, just bring it down a bit. Okay, and you can see, okay, keep it a bit high. Okay, so we have these little details here, roughness, as you can see. Okay, and now I'm gonna bring up the gain, and as you can see, we have this little valley here, as you can see, and with this flat places here, as you can see, and we have some peaks. It's really impressive the way it looks, because it's based on a very complex algorithm and to generate this terrain and these fractals. So you can really complexify your terrain as you want and add as much detail as you want. So here I'm just want a slide effect, you know. I don't really want all these peaks, maybe a little more, like 3, and just update here. Okay, I think it's alright here. You have this valley here, which is really nice, some flat surfaces, and we've got a lot of detail. Also with the largest feature you can maybe drop it a little bit down and you'll get more details and some new shapes, but I think I'm gonna go back to the previous. Yes, really nice, really good. Now what we can do, what the options now that I want to point to are the option of rocks and the overall aspect, the stretch and distortion, and this one I really never used it before, so I don't know what it stands for, so I think we can just skip this one. Okay, so here the option of rock will give you the ability to add rocks on some surfaces, flat surfaces maybe, or here. So let's see, we have here some presets which are at iteration 2, 3, 4, 5. Just check one of these, just try one of these and see which one is, how could we say that, is appropriate to what you want. So I'm choose at iteration 2, and you can see that it added rocks all over in some places here. Okay, we have here in the, as you can see, up on the peaks on flat surfaces, and it added a little bit of detail which is really nice. I can choose that iteration 4, and then okay, and you'll see that we have less rocks here. Maybe version of 2, it's okay. Very nice. Okay, now let's see these parameters. They are pretty much self-explained, but let's see. We have the rock roughness. If I just pick it to 1, you'll see that we get really high details in rocks. As you can see, it's weird and ugly, I'm sure, but let's just play with this parameter over here. Okay, just move it down to like 0.6. okay, and you can see that we are getting some detail here, as you can see. Just move it up a bit again. Okay, right, and here we can define the height. If I bring it to 0.2 for example, we get high rocks, as you can see, and if I get 0, we'll no longer have rocks. Okay, now just point to like 0.1, I think was good. 0.15. If you want to see more details on your terrain, you can just move this window and bring this one here. You can just click on this button here, double terrain resolution, and you'll see more details. Okay, I'm just afraid that my computer, okay, it's alright. And as you can see how much detail we have, and this is just only 512 by 512. As you can see, pretty good. I'm gonna just divide the resolution, okay, so we don't have a lot of problems. Okay, so right now let's see the overall aspect. The overall aspect will give you the ability to modify your overall terrain. For example, if I uncheck the separate mountains, you'll see that we'll lose this valley, this sort of separation between the two terrains, As you can see, we get a more rocky, really rocky mountain. As you can see, really realistic and pretty high level of a high level of detail, as you can see. Now I really like the FLA effect, as you can see here on the map. This little black here, black area is actually the valet. So you can, if you want to, create your own maps and use them later on. But here we have the number of iteration. As I said, we have pretty much the ability to modify anything. And here, by modifying because of the power or because of the power of the algorithm that I use to generate this terrain, the number of iteration here is pretty much important if you want to complexify your terrain, okay, to make it more complex. I'm gonna try to put it to 9, okay, and see what we can get, okay. And maybe I'll have to pause the video because it's gonna take some time to generate the terrain. Okay, here we are with the terrain. Okay, it's always generating. As you can see, the progress bar here. I think it's right now ready. Now as you can see, we have very high level of details, and this is just by 256 by 256. Imagine what you can get with a higher resolution. Very impressive. And now let's put it to 5 again, so we have a smoother generation or faster generation. And here we have the subdivision quality. You have the normal, high, ultra, and best. Just this one pretty self-explained. We have the scale factor and flat level per iteration. Here, for example, okay, if I put it to like 0, we're gonna no more have flat surfaces. Let's see, put it to 0 and just refresh my OpenGL, and as you can see, we have no more flat surfaces over the mountains here. And you can see we have some weird things here, but it's okay. Now if we bring it to 1, we're gonna have too much flat surfaces, but you can see it's not as weird as when it was 0. Now I'm gonna just put it back to default, which is, my opinion, best resolution, best result. Okay, nice, very good. We have the ground level here. You can just modify this parameter. Actually it works like pretty much like the flat level, as the ground level, for example, will give you the ability to move your ground. If I put it the value to the maximum as 1 here, you can see that the map is completely black. And if I just refreshed my OpenGL preview here, you can see that I have a very flat surface here, as you can see. Now if I put it back to like 0, you can see that we get pretty much of the original map that we've had before, and we have less flat surfaces, but they are always there, as you can see. Okay, I just said a word in French. Okay, right, just put it back to 0.1. Have here, you can play with this setting, just some more flat surfaces. Okay, really nice. You have a stretch and distortion. This will give you the ability to stretch your terrain and to add some distortion. If I put the stretch factor to like 8, maybe you don't see the difference, because it's really tactful, really subtle. I'll show you. Just get a high resolution here. Okay, just hoping the computer will handle it. Okay, here we are. Now I'm just put it back to 1. As you can see here, a little difference. Here we have no stretch, and if I get it to like 8 and do a preview, just get closer look. Oops, sorry for this one, I didn't expect it. Okay, I think it's hard to see now, but it's always generating. Okay, just try this, modify this one in your computer. I have pretty decent machine right here. Okay, so I think it's right now, and distortion will give you the ability to distort your terrain. For example, if I put the distortion to like, I don't know, like 1.3, you'll see what we'll have, like, I don't know, a lunar surface or something like this. But you'll see the result. As you can see, something like this. You see this little distortion here. If I point to 0.7, maybe you're gonna see better result. Yeah, as you can see, it distorts your terrain. Like 2, we're gonna see what we have with this one. Yeah, like this, we have some nice results actually. But as you can see, we have to modify a little bit these parameters to get a better result. So bring it back to like 0.3 or maybe 0.1, just to have some distortion, a little bit, not too much. And I'm now gonna put my number of iteration to like 9 and the subdivision quality to best, and click OK. And now we'll wait for terrain to generate, so I'm gonna pause the video until it's done. Here we are, it's finally generated. Okay, again, so let's wait a bit. Okay, here it is, generated. Once it's generated, it took a little bit of time, but as I said, I have pretty decent machine here. As you can see, it's core to Vue, but I'm waiting for to buy something more powerful. But for now, I'm limited in the budget. Okay, so I'm gonna just want to make a preview render just to show you how it's the result. Maybe it gonna take some time. So again, I'm gonna pause the video maybe. Okay, so until it's rendered, and see you later. Okay, it's done, and as you can see, we have pretty much high level of details. As you can see, oops, sorry for this. Just, I think, no, sorry, not this one. Oh yeah, as you can see, pretty much high level of detail, if I could say. Here it is. I just want to, yes, like this maybe. As you can see, the rocks we've added here, over there. As you can see, the mountains here. Pretty cool result and nice. As always, we can add the material just to make it look good. Just double click on this preview here and go to rocks, and let's choose one of these rocks here, something pretty interesting. No, I don't know. This one is adequate for strata. I think this one, but I don't know. Let's see one of these, maybe like this one. Okay, okay, and I'm gonna do a final render. Okay, just to show you. Okay, let me just choose user. Okay, and let's do a render and see you just after. Okay, here it's rendered. I got somewhat result, but sorry for the quality because my computer, as I said, is pretty decent and it took very much time to render, so I changed the material and put it back to preview. I'll ask you a question. What if we wanted to mix another terrain with this one or another one? This is the upcoming topic. See you in next video.